Hope you're doing good. Micah back with another video. Back here to talk about the Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus, specifically One UI 6.1.1, and how just really good it has been over the last week since it has been released. There are some features that I want to talk about that I do definitely use, other ones that are, if not a bit wonky. I don't know if I'm gonna continue to use them, but I can definitely say that even though this was like a near 3 GB sized update, it definitely feels like it was a little bit more relaxed in terms of just the overall changes to One UI itself and being able to operate your smart device. So that's definitely something I want to get into in this video. And in order to enjoy a lot of what you have to do, which is looking at your display on the Galaxy S24 Plus, you're going to need a solid screen protector, and that's where Smart Devil comes in. The best thing about screen protectors, especially nowadays, is that companies like Smart Devil make the installation process quick and pain-free, and they also provide dust-free box series. You should be able to apply this straight out of the box and not have any problems. It should have a nice, clean flush application, deep impact resistance, meaning that this is what's going to take the hit. This comes with a couple screen protectors, so you will be good and covered there. So without further ado, let's get into the box. Screen protectors in here. You already have one pre-applied in the applicator right here. Cleaning materials for your display right here. And as you see, it has the instructions right there. And so this is the side that's going to actually go on your display. And so that's what we're going to do here shortly. As you guys can see right there, if you guys wanted to, you could probably use the same tool here and actually lift up to actually pull it off, but I like being extra careful. All the bubbles are gone and it looks flawless. And turning it on, as you see, fresh and clean, just like that. And as I said before, links will be down in the description box for you guys. Check out your Smart Devil screen protector for your device. Shout out to Smart Devil again for sponsoring this video. So hopefully you guys appreciated that, and check them out. Links will be down in the description box below. Now, in terms of the features, all right, my favorite feature I love using, and I actually use even more now, is the summarize feature that you can find pretty much in any of Samsung's native apps or first-party apps. Samsung Notes in particular is my most favorite app to use when operating on my Galaxy S24 Plus. Yes, I know that Google Keep is a little bit more ubiquitous or more acceptable across multiple ranges. It's a lot easier to keep up with specific notes. But sometimes when you're just operating in a specific ecosystem, that's where Samsung Notes comes in handy. And to see Samsung really improve the overall usability of that app is something that I definitely appreciate. Whether it is the ability to do things with the PDF in terms of translation, being able to overlay edits on a PDF. Something I don't personally do right now because I don't have any PDFs that I've had to actually work on my S24 Plus with, or the summarize feature, which I find to be like low-key like the best thing that came to any smart device, specifically with Samsung's Galaxy AI. And summarize allows you to literally summarize everything, whether it's trying to compact or create more concise notes, or being able to re-summarize, reorganize your notes all together and be able to format them in a way that makes sense for you to be able to understand your own note-taking skills. I find that to be very, very useful when it comes to Samsung Notes and any note-taking app in general. You may have a lot of notes you want to jot down. You may do a light form of organization yourself, just so you don't get in your own way of losing the ability to keep up with the notes you want to take. But being able to go back through them and then hit summarize, allow Galaxy AI to readjust your notes is probably hands down the best feature that I definitely enjoy using when it comes to Samsung One UI 6.1.1. Now, some of the features that are, if not a bit wonky, you just have to kind of pay attention to a little bit, is within the gallery app. There's a couple features in there that are pretty interesting. The first being live effects, and the fact that in order to access it, you actually have to just swipe up on the image. You don't have to actually go in and edit the image. All you have to do, like on iPhone, or I think even Google allows you to swipe up. Yeah, in Google Photos, you can swipe up on the app or swipe up on the photo when you're looking at it. When you click on the photo you want to look at and you swipe up, you'll see that you have basically two different features you can access, and live effects is one of them. And I think I previewed a different type of effect in the actual full feature breakdown video, but this is how you can access live effects. And it also seems like it's a little bit limited in terms of where it will actually be live, but that's another feature that Samsung jam-packed into One UI 6.1.1 that is kind of semi-hidden. You just and again with Samsung, because they throw so many features at us, you do have to like remember certain steps on how to access certain features. Am I mad that they provide those features? Definitely not at all, because I love having all these features at my disposal. However, you do have to, that's where we come in. We come in to help you guys try to figure out where these features are and how to use them. The other feature in photos or in gallery that needs some work and improvement, in my opinion, or at least for me. Now, I watched a couple other videos and saw how Portrait Studio actually worked, and or for the most part, maybe just really didn't change their facial appearance at all. Just added ever so slightly tweaks depending on what type of portrait you want to apply, portrait effect. And so whether it's comic or cartoon, watercolor, like I've noticed some faces that really didn't do a lot of changing. With my face, it completely warped my face. So that's something that was a little funny. I was able to post that for you guys on like YouTube Shorts and Threads and Twitter and whatnot. So, or X. And so I think, yeah, no, yeah, it's the Shorts, yeah. So if you guys haven't watched that, check that out, because it definitely destroyed my face. And maybe I'll try it again to see if it will be a little bit better, because that is a feature you may want to use in order to use the new profile card that Samsung has brought to their Galaxy ecosystem. Profile card is just like posters on the iPhone or in the Apple ecosystem. You're able to create a picture of yourself or use a picture of yourself, dial it in just a little bit how you want to, and then going forward, when people call you and or vice versa, if they have their profile card set up, it will show what you customize for yourself on the phone app. And I think, but don't hold me to it, it should make that adjustment with Google Messages as well. But maybe that's something that may come with One UI 7, or something we may see featured maybe in a later software update, or maybe even with the Galaxy S25 series that will then cascade down onto the S24 and lower Galaxy devices. So that's something that I definitely am glad that they brought, was the fact that we get that feature now with the Samsung Galaxy ecosystem as a whole, because I think that's something that, again, continues to find a way to unify the system. Now with Samsung, you don't feel as locked into the ecosystem, and it's probably because it's just Android. So subconsciously, it's Android. You don't feel like you're completely locked in. And because they have a relationship with Google, it does feel like these features may play a little more nicely with Google's devices as well, maybe at some point. Apple, you always feel like you're completely locked in, but not necessarily the case here with the Galaxy ecosystem. And so those are some of the features I wanted to highlight for you guys that I definitely enjoyed seeing come and or being used, or definitely need some room for improvement. With that being said, how has the performance been with the Galaxy S24 Plus running Samsung One UI 6.1.1? It has been phenomenal. I have not had no hiccups doing anything. Noticing that Smart Select has changed its location, but noticing how smooth it really works when you swipe in from the Edge panel, access Smart Select, and then the suggestions it gives you to do whatever you want on that page that you're looking at. I find that to be quite more useful than the previous Smart Select. I do miss that panel where you could choose your own specific type of Smart Select, but I also never really saw too many people, or posted across social media, too many people use the different type of Smart Select tools other than just the typical square. And so I can understand why Samsung may have wanted to tweak that to bring something fresh, because in all reality, a lot of people didn't take advantage of the full suite of Smart Select tools. So when you see that, and then you see how they apply it through performance, I like the fact that they just try to make things a little bit more easier, a little bit more smooth for you to catch. And the fact that it's right there at the top of the Edge panel shows just how fluid they want your approach to be when operating your Samsung Galaxy device. And I can say that truthfully, I have been enjoying being able to use this device just that much more with these tweaks to One UI, and it has been butter smooth. Even on the first day when shooting that video I did for you guys, the experience was phenomenal. Didn't have any issues, didn't have any problems with features not working. Now them not working well is one thing, but them not working at all, never experienced that. Everything worked the way they were supposed to. I was able to find everything for the most part at ease, and the features actually worked. Even when you think of Composer, which is another kind of summarized feature or Galaxy AI feature that you could take advantage of with like emails and whatnot, and I would imagine that let's just leave it there with the emails. It's still very fluid. You can just give it 1 or 2 lines of text and it'll generate a whole email for you based off the tone that you want, and it's very smooth. The only thing I noticed when it comes to performance, when it comes to using the Galaxy AI features, depending on how much you have going on, is that it can take some level of time for it to compute. Now, that could be because of the NPU in the S24 may not be as powerful as it needs to be yet, like it will be most likely with the S25. But given the fact that Samsung debuted the S24 with AI features, I'm wondering how these will play out in terms of how fast it will generate your AI based work, whether it's with the Galaxy S24, the 24 Plus, the Ultra, the Flip 6, the Fold 6, right? The Galaxy Tabs. I wonder how, if the NPUs are different across the board and you get a more pleasurable or essentially a faster experience with the generation of these AI models. So that's something I'm looking forward to see what they do in terms of that, particularly with the S25 series, because to generate photos, to do sketch to image, which is another interesting one I want to talk about briefly, just because when you use sketch to image from the edge panel and you try to just sketch something on your screen real quick, it's very finicky. In particular, if you're not completely accurate with something that it may be able to understand and machine learn from, or pull from its machine learn models to then apply a specific image it may have thought you were trying to draw, you just won't get exactly what you drew, but just with a little added touch to it. Does it matter on either side? For me, I guess it depends on what I'm trying to do with that feature. If I'm really trying to draw a specific image, I'm hoping that it definitely picks up what I'm drawing and then tweaks it for me. But if it's just, I just want to draw a stick figure real quick and I just want to make it look cute, then that's where this also comes in, because it will just buff up that stick figure for me and not try to turn it into a whole complete person. So again, that takes a little bit of time for it to generate, just like it does when it's trying to apply Portrait Studio. It takes some time for that to generate. What is Samsung's idea there when it comes to the speed or the expediency behind generating those models or those work tools that we're actually using? That's something that I'm going to be interested to see what happens with the Galaxy S25 series, the Z Fold 6, to see if there's a slight difference. And I'll take the same image and generate it the same way between the Galaxy S24 Plus and the Z Fold 6, just to see if there is a difference in speed to complete those AI moments. So performance wise, I would say it's been very good. It's just you definitely notice specific actions can take a little bit long with the generation of the AI, and we'll see what that looks like going forward. Battery life. You guys have been waiting to hear about the battery life on the Galaxy S24 Plus, and I can say without a shadow of doubt, despite using this device longer, I'm still, of course, getting more than a day's use out of the S24 Plus. That has come to be basically the expectation with the Galaxy S24 Plus. I have plenty of battery video, tips and tricks videos for you guys on the Galaxy S24 Plus. Just check the channel out. Maybe I'll leave a couple videos in the description box for you guys just to show you what I do in order to get good battery life. But as you guys can see, I do use my always on display. I switch between blacked out and showing the wallpaper just because I like that. I use lock screen widgets. I use home screen widgets. I use Good Lock and Good Guardians to set up my device. And I still actually, I try to maximize the CPU on my devices. I don't hold anything back. I don't use any light profiles. I use standard. If anything, I wish or hope Samsung will bring back the maximum back, like do maximum, standard, and light again. Now, unless they were just kind of playing games and it really wasn't bumping the CPU and overclocking with the maximum profile, I need them to bring that profile back and actually do that. Give us an overclock. Give us that ability to overclock our processors, because that may actually, in fact, work potentially with the Galaxy AI stuff. So they need to bring that back for the Galaxy S24 devices. But I keep it on standard. I don't use power saving mode. I watch a lot of YouTube on it, watch a lot of videos on it, just because it's my biggest phone and really my biggest device out of my Mac, besides my MacBook. But battery life has been phenomenal on this. Yes, it was draining a little bit faster that day and I think the day after when I had it, and that's just because all these features, these new systems running in the background, the AI, the machine learning has to now kind of relearn some things, has to readjust the battery life due to the fact that there's more to do on the phone and some of that had been accessed. It needed to adjust my battery profile. And so after 2 or 3 days, phone was back to being more or less cool. I get very good standby time on this when I'm not using it, if I'm operating on my iPhone a little bit. But the S24 Plus is phenomenal right now, running One UI 6.1.1. One UI 6.1.1, don't hold me to it, but I think the S20 might be the last of the devices, the lowest of the devices. And then you're looking at how your battery life has been over the course of, 3, 4, 5 years, unless you just got the device. But just keep that in mind when it comes to battery life, and that most likely it's how you're using your device that's affecting it, or the amount of apps that you've downloaded that you could probably uninstall. Those type of situations, circumstances is what really affects your battery life. So just keep that in mind when considering battery life for your device and updating to any new software, because it's always a good idea. You get security improvements, you get features, you get overall optimization improvements. So it's always a good idea to install the update when it comes to your personal device. And that's pretty much all I got for you guys. Let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think about One UI 6.1.1. Are you excited for One UI 7? That sounds like it should start getting pushed out around November, December, because Google also isn't full-fledged releasing Android 15 until like October, which would have been the typical or standard Pixel event. But just keep that in mind when considering what's going on around us, that One UI 7 is not probably going to come until November, December, which arguably is fine. I'm looking forward to whether or not I will run the beta program. If you guys are interested in me running the beta program and bringing it to you guys, I definitely will. If not, I'll run it for myself in the background, or I'll wait for a few betas to go by before I then jump into it. So we'll see. But I know it's definitely stuff I could bring to you guys if you guys are interested in watching beta coverage of One UI 7 leading up to the official release of One UI 7. So the comments section is open for discussion. Don't forget about Smart Devil screen protector for your devices in the description box below. And again, as always, if you guys haven't already, make sure to ignite the like button, subscribe to the channel, notification bell. It's all free. That one's for videos, so you and I can sit back, check, see what's cracking. And don't forget to hit that super thanks button down there by the like and dislike button, Cash App or PayPal, and check the channel out for all the videos available to you. That's where to keep tech fresh and alive on this channel. So man, Micah signing out until the next video. Wait for it.